Hey guys, what's going on? Hermdo back with you. We're going to do some college football talk. We're going to recap some of the games from last Saturday, some of the high profile matchups, and get a little into it and have a little bit of fun. Let's do Michigan versus New Mexico first. Michigan won 34-17 at Michigan Stadium. Scoring summary: first quarter, two rushing touchdowns by Justice Haynes, a 56-yard burst and a 5-yard run put Michigan up 14-0. Second quarter, Michigan added a 21-yard field goal from Dominic Savada. New Mexico responded with a 9-yard touchdown pass DJ McKinney to Dorian Thomas and a 44-yard field goal by Luke Drewicki. Don't know how to pronounce that name. Anyways, Michigan answered back with a 15-yard touchdown pass from freshman Bryce Underwood to Marlon Klein, headed into halftime with a 24-10 lead. Third quarter, Zapata nailed a 39-yard field goal to extend the lead. New Mexico countered with a 3-yard touchdown pass. Fourth quarter, Haynes powered in a 1-yard rushing touchdown to seal the game. A lot of people are talking about how good and poised Bryce Underwood looked. He had 21 of 31 passes for 251 yards and a touchdown, establishing a Michigan freshman record for debut passing yards. Justice Haynes also looked excellent, 16 carries, 159 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, setting a new program high for a Michigan debut. Marlon Klein, 6 receptions for 93 yards and a touchdown. Looking good. I know it's New Mexico. They're going to get tested next week when they visit number 18, Oklahoma. But as of right now, I'm really excited, really happy to see what Bryce Underwood can do. Is he worth the $12 million? I guess we'll find out. Michigan opened the season with an impressive all-around offensive display and a strong contribution from freshman quarterback and standout running back. Now let's talk about the next game, the Ohio State Buckeyes versus the Texas Longhorns. In the shoe, Ohio State edged past Texas 14-17 at Ohio Stadium. This game was kind of a snoozer, but there was still a little bit of action here and there. It was a tightly contested defensive battle. Ohio State scored on a 1-yard run by C.J. Donaldson. Texas' lone score came on a 40-yard touchdown pass from Arch Manning to Carnell Tate. Arch Manning, what are we going to do with our good buddy Arch Manning? A lot of people are hating on the kid. I think it's a little bit unfair. The redheaded stepchild of the Manning family needs a little more encouragement, I would say. But we put a tremendous amount of pressure on the kid. I don't know what people expected. He had some flashes last year at Texas. He beat out Quinn Ewers for the starting spot. Not that really counts for much because Quinn Ewers stinks. But Arch, he's got a ways to go. But like I said before, expecting, an unseasoned quarterback like Arch to go into the shoe and win a game 1 opener against the defending national champion Ohio State Buckeyes, that's a tall order. Notable defensive efforts included Arvell Reese with 9 tackles, a sack, and pass breakup, and Jermaine Matthews Jr. recording a key interception. Ohio State extended their season-opening win streak to 25 games and improved Coach Ryan Day's record to 25-5 against non-conference opponents. Arch Manning completed 17 of 30 passes for 170 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Turned in a poor first half with just 26 passing yards and 5 of 10 attempts. Missed multiple red zone opportunities, including a failed drive from the 9-yard line. Post-game commentary noted that the hype surrounding Manning may have been premature. Anyways, Ohio State's defensive dominance and timely scoring proved decisive in this opener, while Texas, especially Manning, underwhelmed under pressure. Arch Manning, baby, oh baby. I don't want to give up on the kid. We've got to give him a couple more chances. He gets a long season. He could prove himself. But let's see how this rest of the season plays out. But that was a really kind of a trite, I don't want to say it was a trite game. It was a big game, but not too exciting. Just a defensive battle, kind of a snoozer. But let's get into the Alabama Crimson Tide versus Florida State. In a major upset, Florida State defeated Alabama 31. Florida State executed a well-disciplined game plan and clamped down defensively, making key stops in 3rd and 4th downs. Somebody check on Paul Feinbaum. All his favorite teams are going down in flames. FSU quarterback Tommy Castellanos made significant plays, including deep passes to set up scoring drives. Scoring contributions from FSU included touchdowns by Micah Danzy, Keziah Holmes, and a game-stealing rush by Gavin Sawchuk in the 4th quarter. Game-stealing rushing score. Alabama's offense sputtered. Ty Simpson passed for 254 yards to 2 touchdowns, but lacked explosiveness. The run game was ineffective, with just 74 yards on 29 carries. This marked Alabama's first season-opening loss in 23 years, and has sparked growing criticism of coach Kalen DeBoer. Florida State's performance was a statement of disciplined, balanced attack that outmatched Alabama physically and mentally, raising serious questions about the Tide's direction this season. Yeah, Yeah, very exciting, very exciting. Some notes, some notes. Johnny Manziel was saying some stuff about Matt Patricia, and we all despise Matt Patricia in Lionstown, of course. Matt Patricia, he was saying that, a guy like him was game planning for like pro quarterbacks. He's game planning for guys like Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes when he gets these, unseasoned, 2 or 3 year senior quarterbacks in college. He's probably going like this. He's going like this. He's probably getting excited. He's looking at it like he used to look at bacon double cheeseburgers. So I think maybe Matt Patricia, for all his severe flaws, losing the Lions gig, losing the Eagles gig, maybe he's making some inroads with Ohio State. Maybe he can be a decent college coordinator. You never know. You never know. But the guy just every time you think he's done, I mean, he just keeps popping up, man, like a bad penny. But yeah, Arch Manning, see, a lot of the time it was clear to, I don't want to rip on the kid too badly, but it's pretty clear he kind of bought into his own bullshit a little too much. He kind of got high on his own supply. You see him side-arming it there. I talked about it before. You see his footwork's not very good. He's not stepping into his passes. He just looks really undisciplined out there. He looks like he's just not ready for the big time yet. And it's kind of a shame because I think the kid does have some skills. I think he's got some tools and some talent. I just don't think I don't think the 6 inches between his ears, that's where he struggles. But Bryce Underwood, looks the part, man. He really does look the part uh, for the Michigan offense. Looks like he could be that spark, that guy that we've been lacking since J.J. McCarthy left. But yeah, it could be a good season for Michigan. We'll see what happens on the next game against Oklahoma. That'll be a bit of a test. New Mexico's kind of a pushover, but New Mexico gave them a good game. It was back and forth for a while. It was a little bit of a test, but hopefully we'll see more good stuff from Bryce in the future. But that's all I got for you guys right now. I rambled long enough, but thank you all for watching so much. Subscribe to Detroit Fan Forum. Subscribe to Hermdo. We got all sorts of good stuff coming your way. College football, regular football, hockey and basketball, all this great stuff. Me and Mark are working overtime to provide good content for you guys. At least we think it's good content. You guys seem to like it, so that's all that matters. But I'm going to let you guys go. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you guys later. Go Blue!
No, I thought you said I was all right, Spider. So
No, you ain't all right, Spidey. You got a lot of fucking problems.
No, I thought you said you were all right.